It's Friday, December 20th. I'm Lisa Rufionge. As you can see, Paul is off doing Christmas things today. And speaking of Christmas, this will be our last show until the new year. However, we do have a ton of videos and we will be re-releasing them over the break. Keep an eye out for those. And today, the RCMP catch a suspected Grinch. Budget 2020 was approved. And spoiler alert, your property taxes are going up. We also have Memory Roth, and she is back with Art in the City. All that and so much more. But first. Well, if you're anything like me and you're feeling a little bit of the Christmas pinch around the midsection, here is Michelle Parker with Let's Get Fit.
Workout diversity. Today I thought I would take a few moments to talk to you about workout diversity. Now for some, workout diversity is stemmed from the benefits of cross-training and evolving their athletic performance. However, for others, it is simply about finding new ways to stay motivated towards their goals of living a healthier and happier life. So with that in mind, today I want to remind you of the benefits of keeping your body guessing to minimize the chances of reaching a plateau. If you haven't changed your exercise routine in a while, you may have noticed your performance is no longer improving. Or if your goal is to lose weight or inches, that those numbers are no longer changing. So mix it up. Your body and your mind will thank you. Get out and try a new class. From pound, drumming it out while getting in a great total body workout, to indoor cycling or circuit training. Keep your mind guessing and your body guessing, and you'll see those results continue on. So today, this week's challenge that we have for you is to check out a new fitness class. The Greater St. Albert area offers so much fitness variety. No time like the present to explore your own community and find the fitness studio that meets your current fitness and nutrition needs. Well, today we've got a bonus challenge because as always we want to show you a move of the week. So we're going to get down on the ground for a little bit of a push-up challenge. Stay tuned, we'll tell you more. All right, so you've all done a push-up before, or many of you have. So remember that push-up, it's just about getting down on the floor or leaning against the wall, desk, or chair. Forming into that plank set position, lowering your chest towards the floor, only going as low as is right for yourself and pushing yourself back up. Another variation, of course, is doing it from your knees, again, going as deep or as shallow as is right for your fitness today. Now, as I mentioned, you can do these off of a desk, chair, or any place in your office, a wall, for example. So your challenge, the bonus challenge for this week, is to do 100 or more push-ups per day for at least 3 days. And this challenge is not about doing consecutive push-ups. That's not our goal. Do them in 10 push-up blocks, for example. It's about getting creative and finding ways to get in your exercise throughout your day, no matter where you are. At a bus stop, at the office, or at home. Find fun, out-of-the-box places to put in 10 or more push-ups. You never know, you might just inspire somebody else to do the same. As always, I am Michelle with TV7.ca News. Have a great day.
Tis the season, and that means Christmas parties and, of course, check stops. On December 7th, the St. Albert RCMP Traffic Services set up check stops throughout the city. During the course of the evening, they stopped 475 vehicles, which included mandatory alcohol screening. Now, mandatory alcohol screening is, of course, the new tool that the RCMP have that authorizes them to demand a breath sample from any driver lawfully pulled over. Of those vehicles stopped, RCMP members laid 6 charges of impaired driving and handed out 4 roadside suspensions. St. Albert RCMP would like to remind you that they will continue to conduct regular check stops throughout the Christmas season. So if you're planning on drinking, please do not drive. Find an alternative way home, such as transit, cabs, or a designated driver. And that way you can help ensure that you and people sharing the road with you get to their destination safely. The St. Albert Place Visual Arts Council, or SAPVAC, represents the various visual arts wings within St. Albert Place. Deirdre Allen is the president of SAPVAC, and Memory Roth had a chance to speak to her in this week's Art in the City.
I am here with Deirdre Allen, president of SAPVAC and also St. Albert artist. Welcome, Deirdre.
Thank you.
So you have been in St. Albert a while?
I've been in St. Albert for 30 years.
Wow.
Yeah.
So have you always been an artist?
Yeah, I went to university and got my Bachelor of Fine Arts in Art and Design. And then when I graduated, I started working here in St. Albert. And I've been here and involved with the visual arts for the past 30 years.
So what type of art do you actually do?
Well, I do all kinds. I'm a printmaker and I do mixed media work, but I've been focusing on making books and doing multimedia baskets.
Your books are beautiful.
Thank you.
I bought one. It was just a beautiful, beautiful.
Thank you.
So when you do baskets, what type of materials are you using?
Well, the main focus is a paper basket, a handmade paper basket, and then I build up from that with copper and material and wire and beads.
So, and your books, what are they buying? How do you bind them, or how you bound them?
There's two style of books that I work on, and one is a Coptic binding, which is a traditional binding, and I use leather and linen to bind those books, and then I do medieval diaries.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
So, where do you show your work, and where can people buy them?
Well, you can buy my books at Wares, which is located in St. Albert Place, 5 St. Anne Street, and you can buy them at Coral Collective.
Okay, and so you mentioned Wares, and you've also mentioned, well, I mentioned Satback. You're the president,
Yeah.
and can you tell me again, what does that stand for?
The St. Albert Place Visual Arts Council.
And what does it entice, or what's all involved in that?
Well, it's a council that's made up of all the different guilds that use the studios in St. Albert Place.
How many guilds do we have?
We have 5.
And they are?
They are the St. Albert Painters Guild, the St. Albert Potters Guild, the Floral Arts Society of St. Albert, the St. Albert Quilters Guild, and the St. Albert Paper Arts Guild.
Wow.
Yeah.
And so, so you govern over them a little bit? Is that how it works, or are you just a group that?
We're an umbrella group that comes together to make sure that the studios work harmoniously.
And do you ever do anything together as a group? Do you ever show anywhere?
Yeah, there's a couple of things. We do an annual country craft fair every year, and we take over City Hall, and we have over 100 artisans who show their works there and have their work for sale. And then every 2 years we have a show called Gilded at the Art Gallery of St. Albert.
Oh, okay. And so the Art Gallery of St. Albert also has a lot of different members' products there too that they could go and buy, right?
Yeah. Yeah. So part of Satback is also, like, it's all the member guilds, but then it also includes the Art Gallery of St. Albert because they use the studios for their school program,
Okay.
and then the City of St. Albert as well.
Do you guys have anything to do with the Art Walk?
We are part of Art Walk. Shop Wares is one of the destinations on the map, and we have a feature guild each month of Art Walk, and we're part of the organizing committee.
So tell me about Wares. What is Wares exactly?
Well, Wares is works of art representational of every studio, and so all our guild members are welcome to sell their wares there, and a percentage of the sales goes towards running the shop, and then the rest goes to the artist.
So Wares is in the City Hall, St. Albert Place?
Yes, just outside the studios.
And what is the hours that people can stop by?
Thursday and Friday from noon to 3:30, and then Saturdays 10 till 3:30.
Do you have your work in there?
I do.
Great. So I guess people can stop by and have a look. And then you are in other shows and whatnot at different times of the year.
Yeah.
So, well, that's great. Well, thank you so much, Deirdre.
Thank you, Memory.
This has been wonderful.
Thank you.
So we know a little bit more about Satback, a little more about Wares, and
Great.
more about you. So this is wonderful.
Thank
you so much.
Thank you.
I'm Memory Roth, and this is TV7.ca, and this has been Art in the City.
The St. Albert Merchants Hockey Club posted an invite to families that are on a tight budget to come out and enjoy one of their home games. The offer is for the game tonight and on Sunday at the Jerome McGinley Arena. They suggest sending a message to the poster for complimentary admissions. Just search Facebook for St. Albert Merchants Hockey Club to find the post. In addition to this offer, the club will also be accepting donations for Jenna's Wish at the Stollery. A large truckload of presents was already delivered to the Jenna's Wish Foundation for the Stollery. However, with your support, the St. Albert Merchants would like to do more. And that's not all. They will also be hosting an alumni outdoor game at the LaRose Outdoor Rink. This outdoor game's goal is to raise money for an alumni who has a sick child in the Stollery. To support this cause and check out the game, head on down to the LaRose Outdoor Rink on December 30th from 5:30 to 7:30 p.m. On December 11th at approximately 4:30 p.m., St. Albert RCMP received a call from the London Drugs Loss Prevention Officer who stated they recognized an individual presently in the store who had an outstanding warrant from a previous theft. In that previous theft that occurred on October 23rd, the suspect had stolen 6 Garmin watches valued at over $2,700. Police attended London Drugs and arrested 44-year-old Chad Rostad. It was determined that Rostad had outstanding warrants from Saskatchewan as well, so RCMP and St. Albert liaised with Regina Police Service and were able to get the Saskatchewan warrants extended to Alberta. Rostad pled guilty to the theft under $5,000 from St. Albert London Drugs, and he will be returned to Saskatchewan jurisdiction to appear in court on unrelated matters. During the course of this investigation, the RCMP located a vehicle associated to Rostad, which was seized at the time of his arrest. Approximately $8,000 worth of new merchandise believed to be stolen was located inside this vehicle. Inspector Pam Robinson says, "Everyone has a role to play in keeping our communities safe. This successful apprehension of this traveling offender resulted from successful community partnerships. A connected community is a safe community." Now, if you have any information regarding this or any other crime, as always, you're asked to contact the St. Albert RCMP at 780-458-7700. Well, 2019 is almost over, and City Council has approved the budget for 2020. This budget includes an average property tax increase of 2.5%. The property tax increase includes a 0.4% increase due to municipal operations, a 0.6% increase due to loss of fine revenue and grants, and a 1.5% increase due to proactive measure to address repair, maintain and replace infrastructure, work to maintain the quality of our roads, trails, and amenities. The city faces a significant funding challenge in this area over the next 10 years. Council and administration held many thoughtful discussions during the budget process to find the most impactful reductions to make up for the decrease in provincial revenue, says Mayor Kathy Heron. "I'm extremely proud of our hard work, including scouring our own council budget and freezing council's wages. Once again, the tax increase is below the municipal price index." Opportunities for public input were provided through a new online platform and at various budget meetings held in November. So what does a 2.5% increase look like? For the average household valued at $450,000, this means a tax increase of $90 a year. Now, where is that extra money going? For 2020, the Municipal Capital Plan investment includes 29 municipal capital projects to repair, maintain, or replace existing infrastructure valued at $39.5 million, and 13 municipal growth capital projects valued at $51.6 million. The increase to property taxes aren't the only thing going up next year. Homeowners will also see an average utility rate increase of 0.1%, with a typical monthly bill of $133.44. The Utility Capital Plan investment includes 14 utility capital projects to repair, maintain, or replace existing infrastructure valued at $11.6 million. For more details on the budget, you can find it at the city website at budget.stalbert.ca under 2020 budget. The City of St. Albert and Sturgeon County's Annexation Negotiating Subcommittee met on December 13th to discuss the city's proposed annexation of a portion of land from Sturgeon County. Now, at the meeting, the subcommittee reviewed the feedback that was gathered at the November stakeholder engagement sessions, including the public open house held on November 20th. Separate engagements were held for landowners who were contacted directly by the City of St. Albert. And the public house had approximately 70 attendees who were able to view the preliminary negotiated annexation boundary, information boards, and complete surveys. ISL engineering and city staff were at the event to answer questions from residents and explain the annexation process so far. Council members from both municipalities were also on hand to listen to attendees' questions and comments. We are pleased with the amount of interaction at the public open house. Thank you to everyone who attended and asked insightful questions and provided feedback, says St. Albert Councillor Ray Watkins, chair of the Annexation Negotiating Subcommittee. Our municipalities continue to maintain open dialogue throughout the annexation process, and we are pleased that the landowner and public open houses were well attended, says Sturgeon County Mayor Alana Natu. Feedback at the open house included questions about taxation, traffic, road alignments, and boundary-specific questions. Ultimately, a public engagement report will be completed by ISL Engineering and submitted to the Municipal Government's Board as part of the city's annexation application once the project is further along. As part of this process, the city must identify how it will respond to the comments and questions provided by residents and affected landowners. The Annexation Committee is a subset of the Intermunicipal Affairs Committee, or the IAC, which is made up of all members of both councils. The annexation negotiations formally started in December of 2017. The next meeting of the Annexation Negotiating Committee is scheduled to take place in January of 2020. Now, for more information, visit stalbert.ca/annexation. On December 11th at approximately 1:20 a.m., an RCMP member was proactively patrolling a known area of our city in which thieves target, otherwise referred to as a hotspot. The police officer observed a truck and trailer stopped behind a business on Carlton Drive in the Campbell Business Park and proceeded to investigate. The member approached the two occupants in the truck and gathered some intelligence through police checks and determined that the license plate did not match the vehicle it was attached to, and the truck and trailer were stolen. The two individuals in the truck both had outstanding warrants for their arrest and were taken into custody. 32-year-old Gordy Wilson of no fixed address was also charged with 2 breach of recognizance, obstruction, and various other charges related to stolen property. Property crime and crime reduction remains a priority for St. Albert RCMP, and hotspot patrols are directly in line with the detachment property crime initiatives, says Inspector Pam Robinson. The RCMP will continue to use a consultative, research-based approach to reducing crime by targeting our efforts towards high-volume offenders and known crime hotspots. If anyone has any information regarding a crime, you are asked to contact the St. Albert RCMP at 780-458-7700. The City of St. Albert has been recognized for achieving a new milestone for corporate and community greenhouse gas emissions on behalf of the Partners for Climate Protection, or the PCP program. This is the 5th milestone the PCP program that St. Albert has achieved. Milestone 5 represents progress towards local greenhouse gas emission reduction targets and has reported results from corporate operations and community initiatives. The City of St. Albert is proud to show leadership and progress on this very important issue. The PCP program is a network of Canadian municipalities committed to taking action to reduce greenhouse gas emissions corporately and throughout the community. The City of St. Albert was the 200th municipality to join the PCP program in 2010. You can learn more about the city's Energy Conservation Action Plan at this address. Well, not just feeling the physical pinch, but the financial one. If you're like me, once again, here is Crystal Lucier with Financial Focus.
I want money.
Let's talk about capital gains. What exactly is capital gains tax? Capital gains tax applies when you sell a taxable investment. This could be stocks or a rental property. If you sell it for a higher price than what you paid for it, your entire profit is actually subject to the tax. However, contrary to popular belief, capital gains are not taxed at your marginal tax rate. Only 50% of the gain on any given sale is taxed at your rate. I've had some people ask, can I avoid paying capital gains tax? No, you can't entirely avoid paying this tax. That's considered tax evasion. However, there are smart ways to pay less of it and keep more of your money. Luckily, if you're selling your own home, which is considered your principal residence, you can claim an exemption and not have to pay capital gains tax at all. What then is my principal residence and what are the exemption changes? The federal government made changes in 2017 to tighten the principal residence regulations. Good news is that the proceeds from the sale of your property are still tax sheltered. However, the changes have a bit of bad or maybe inconvenient news. You have to report the sale of your principal residence now on your income tax return. You're going to have to provide basic information regarding the original purchase of your home, as well as the sale and the proceeds. There are tax forms that you have to complete in order to do this, but you also need to make sure that your principal residence is deemed the designation of principal residence. You won't have to pay tax on this, however, it does have to be reported. I'm Crystal Lucier with Preferred Tax, and this is TV7.ca.
I want money.
Well, that is it for this week and for this year. If you have any community events or news you'd like to share with our viewers, please send us an email at news@tv7.ca. From us here at the station, I am Lisa Ruffiange. Have a great week and a fantastic holiday.